Hey everyone, and welcome to another Malts and Meeples. Let me pull up the comments just to see if there's anybody watching at any point in time. But we are back again for another game of Pandemic Legacy Season 1. I am Petter. I run the channel as well as running the Nerdologist website, and in the background you might hear my wife are 6-month-old, almost 7th-month-old by now, I guess, who is supposed to be sleeping and is rolling around, so I just have the baby monitor out here with me. It's possible this will be cut short, but even if it is, please consider giving the channel a like and a subscribe. So we're getting back into Pandemic Legacy Season 1. We are in September, so at most 8 more games to go. Hopefully we don't lose, or hopefully we can continue our winning ways, I guess. Pandemic Legacy is a board game where you're... little noises in the background. Little board game where you're trying to cure a bunch of diseases from the board. However, in the Legacy version of the game, the rules change, and so now every one of these spots cannot be cured, which is a fun time. Tonight's beer is oh so refreshing. It's Odell, St. Lupulin again. It's just my go-to summer beer, so I'm not going. Yeah, it's warm today, so I'm just ready for a beer I know that I'm going to want to drink on a hot day. So let's hop into September, see what happens here. Troubling development. One of our paramilitary soldiers has developed a pathological paranoia, frightening the population with stories of engineered viruses and other conspiracies. We need you to find him and bring him back so that he doesn't fan the flames of the already panicking population. It's tricky to pronounce when you're broken. Objective. Find the paranoid soldier in Fated City containing a military base. Sweet. We already found the immunologist, so we don't need to do that again. So the tricky thing with that is we don't have a military base in a Fated City. We've done a pretty good job of keeping everything separate, and we decided to drop one there for some reason. Who knows? Probably because the only region left to get a military base is this one. So let's look at our search here. Advance 1 space for each card matching the color of your city. 3 spaces if you discard a card matching your city. It has to be done in a spot with a military base, and for each military character you're searching with, advance the search party 1 additional space per search action. And I was going to keep Aurora Monroe out here, but let's see what else we have coming up. Paranoid Soldier, something we can scratch off. And this says stop. End of your first game in September. So I was going to do Aurora Monroe, however I'm going to swap her out now for Luke Cage, and we're going to be starting in Tehran since we have a place there. It looks like I might have to go run and check on the baby, so, well, just quiet it down again. So I still have the same ability to trade cards, but now I can place a military base immediately turn one without spending a card, which will be really nice. And we have a nice stack of cards here. I'm gonna shuffle, and 4 per person. Counts as any color. Not a great start, so Mumbai and Algiers both. Get that, and then we get a pile shuffle, everybody's favorite. So just a couple of quick reminders of various things. Our win bonus from August was now that we're able to advance 1 search, 2 spaces, or 2 searches, 1 space. We only have 1 available search. We'll advance that 2 spaces. Get us closer. As well as the yellow disease. Cure this with 1 fewer card. So we are halfway to curing yellow at this point. And if we fail for the first time this month and don't complete the search, we'll definitely be able to make a permanent military base in Tehran, which will hopefully then save us some work next time, probably get a row back into the game. Assuming we lose. I have no plans on losing, so let's get that talk out of here from me. Now let's see where we start with our disease cubes. And faded figures. We'll get some of those. So we don't actually have to declare we're starting in Tehran yet. London gets 3. Miami gets 3. Lovely. St. Petersburg gets 3. So that's actually fairly nice. Bangkok gets 2. Bangkok gets 2. Faded. These stickers seem to have lost some of the stickiness, though some of that's probably that it's humid here. Washington gets 2. And Los Angeles gets 2. And some of it's just that this game is probably 3-4 years old at this point. So, 1 in Shanghai. So we're definitely dealing with a situation where Beijing and 1 in Ho Chi Minh City. Where this game has a little bit of shelf life, just because of the fact it has stickers. And let me go check on the baby, and I'll be back as quick as I can be. Alright, I'm back. I think the problem was he had managed to roll himself in a quarter circle and was up against the side of the crib like he wasn't expecting to be. So, I think we're good to get started. Yellow, or pink I mean. So, Luke Cage goes first. Action 1. We have completed the objective of having a military base in each region. Play this. I hate to use this because of it can be used as any color, but haven't had a huge issue with that. Plus this is going to advance the search 2. 1 for the black card and 1 for the fact that he is military. Then we might as well go start dealing with some diseases. Three, 4. Since he has the best ability to get over to that part of the world, I feel like I should send him there, even though it's not something super useful yet for us. So now we're 1 yellow short. Oh wait, I don't think I want him there. Because that greatly weakens Peggy Carter's search, having him there. It's better for him to stay where he was at, but there's nothing for him to do, so I think this is the right call. To go this way. What does this say? Once per turn as an action, move from any city containing a structure to any city by discarding a card of any city. Okay. So we're flipping 2 here. Karachi and Paris. Yeah, it was probably worth it to send him away. So 1. Only advances this 1, but we're getting close. Probably 2. 3, 4. Makes the most sense to me. So we've broken up one of those sets of 3. Obviously we still have the 2 in blue. Karachi, of course, gets another one. And Kinshasa. Nice thing is we'll be able to get that Los Angeles quite easy. We have this Karachi that we need to get back to Tehran. So I think what we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. We'll leave a single cube. I just realized I don't think I flipped here. Taipei. And Santiago. So I hadn't flipped. What I'm going to do, I'll remove 2, go 3 and 4 back to Tehran, simply because potentially, depending on what we pull, we're going to be able to get black cured, or get that search done next turn for Luke Cage. San Francisco and Delhi. So Delhi gains 1, but this card, discard as this card is to advance the search 2 additional spaces when you take the search action. So it's a strong card for us to have there. That would give us on a single search action with Karachi, Delhi, and his bonus, it would allow us to complete it. Assuming we don't hit an epidemic, I kind of think we will. Mexico City. So first things first, we're going to pass this over, which means I have to discard a card here. I'm going to discard Ho Chi Minh, discard Osaka, and then I'll go 1, 2, so trade card for 1, 2, 3 to move, and then take Los Angeles, allowing yellow to be cured immediately. And that's 4 actions: Hong Kong and Atlanta. So we're still safe from that, and that's actually huge because that's going to allow us, as we get Lima and Moscow. At least it was not Tehran, that would have sucked. But now we're going to do the search using this card. So for 1, plus an additional 1 because I'm military. But then we can discard this card with a search for an additional 2 spaces. And let's see what the paranoid soldier says. Still not quite there yet. There's so much to scratch off. I really wish... I think if I were them, especially because it's a sealed deck, I would have made these stickers that you peel off. We're already doing that with a lot of other things, and it's just a whole lot neater and faster. I thought you were with them. Oh, you are with them, but you don't know it. Of course they'd send you after me. I was there when it started. They wanted to shut me up. I took a bunch of files before I left. I think it's time you knew the truth. He gives you the decryption key. Open package 6. I feel like something horrible is going to happen. Actually, I'm pretty sure I know something horrible is going to happen. Package 6. Huh. That's quite a collection there. I don't think I need the paranoid soldier anymore. Let's see what I open up here. So we're only 1 objective short now. And we just have to cure 2 more of the diseases, so red and blue. Let's see. Alright, so it looks like we start this side down. Delivered. Greenhouse Initiative. Final funding secured through Gemini. Plan blank in place. Need you to find a group as public face of Coda. Blank to look productive while Coda destabilizes current regime. Recommends. Must not know role. Funding will be monitored to keep at edge of success. Can you update pilot inoculation? Ares is syncing timing of paramilitary to compliance. Any thoughts are bro. Group at CDC. Ideal as Coda distraction. Highly motivated. Look like making progress. Unfold Coda. Should be able to work within to accelerate roadblocks. Military installations. Ideal success is riding cities going black. Although an example or 2 problem team members can go missing. Recommend Ares authorized nuclear option to make statement. Project Coda moving along. Possible for virus to encode multiple proteins affecting different tissues. Infect through openings in skin. Apical side of the cell and the exit the other side of the basal, close to the blood vessels and nerve cells. Initial tests have high mortality rate, so adjustment will commence to ensure immune response suppression, and recommend transmission switch from airborne to direct skin contact. More control. Should have enough on the ground to create pockets of panicking cities. So that is some intercepted commands. Here we have from that soldier we rescued, paranoid soldier. My name is Sergeant Michael Davidson, and I am sorry for what I've done. I write this note in case they get to me before I can find asylum. The world needs to know that this current epidemic is not the result of nature, but of a select group working within the CDC in Atlanta. I know because I held a position of authority within the group that granted me access to files. I was there when we first commissioned Coda. By causing terror, this group would seize control of the cities, the bank, commence commerce, martial law, and then a new world order. They are succeeding. I can no longer face what I did to start this. I was a soldier, and my job was to follow orders. But those orders do not exonerate me. I only hope that I can undo what I've done. In this dossier are emails from the group, which calls itself Zodiac. I also have escaped with extensive files showing the development of the codavirus. I do not understand it, but I hope that those with more training can use it to help with a cure. I'm very sorry. Please, help us all. We now have the virus development records for Coda, which is the third item here for the immunologist. You've been played. It's apparent now that Coda was no accident, and you haven't been an agent of fear as well as hope. It's time to do the right thing. You're going to need to undo the paramilitary apparatus you've set up, and you're going to need to find a vaccine. The paramilitary network is going to prevent your ability to vaccinate effectively. Have a military base in 6 regions of the world and destroy it. It's no longer available. That sucks. Now we're having to select the player with the paramilitary escort character upgrade. We don't have one of those. If no character has this upgrade, instead select the military character whose birthday would be next, including today, based on today's real-world date. Destroy the paramilitary character upgrade. Assuming that must be a single one on a card here somewhere. Paramilitary. It allows us to remove a faded figure. That would have been nice, but it's gone. This is Sagittarius, a member of Zodiac. He or she has infiltrated your group and has now mysteriously disappeared. They betrayed you. That character is lost. See rules, page 5. Let's look at this. Lost characters. If you have put a scar on your character and have more... if your character is lost, destroy, rip up your character card. It cannot be played in this game or future games. Discard all cards you have and take a civilian card matching your pawn. Place it in the city with a research station. This may be your current city. If there is no research station in play, place your pawn in Atlanta. If your character was lost during your turn, continue your turn, keeping your remaining actions. So that's important to note because Luke Cage has betrayed us all and is gone. It's said character with the military trait. I have always taken that to mean the character in play with the military trait, because otherwise the whole thing doesn't necessarily make sense. And so let's find our civilian. So we still have 3 actions with this civilian. Civilian character. It's not really that much of a civilian character. It's still a character that can do everything. So somebody with medical training, clearly. But now we have a whole bunch of things to open. So this will take a few minutes. Looks like we're starting with M, so that's going to add to the rule book. We're getting down here. Some of these sheets I'm going through some of them have a number of things left on them, and some of them have 2. So we have a new action, Sabotage. Play a card matching the city you are in to remove any military base in your city. If there's a starting military base, cover the sticker and destroy it. I have a feeling that's going to be important. Thankfully, in some ways, this happened prior to us getting that one in Tehran put in permanently. We now also have that same direction for our action sheet, putting them upside down. I'm fine with that. 38. When we destroy a military base, we place one of those stickers on. B. It's another rule, I would think. I'm having troubles with stickers today. Let's look that out of the way. B. So I'm assuming this is in setup. Sticker B. Their network is expanding. During step 4, place a starting military base and a military base into the first city you add disease cubes or faded figures to that does not contain a starting military base or sabotaged military base sticker. If there are no starting military base stickers left, this has no effect. So basically the military is going to keep expanding. That is rough. Then 13 and 14. Yeah, this is what I mean by we're running out of stickers. This has 1 sticker left. C4. Not as an action, discard a card at any time to blow up a military base. End of game upgrades. Shitty background. Place any card matching the color of the city you are in to form the sabotage action. You can do self-sacrifice any time. Multiple identities. You may take the shuttle flight action to travel between any 2 structures. That is pretty sweet. That's it for that card. Let's see what we got here. Objective: sabotage 2 military bases. So, we have no cards. We're in a fairly dangerous spot for us. Let's fly the heck out of here. For 2, 3, go to Beijing for 4. Now, this will probably be insult to injury. Oh my, whoa. Whoa. I've never seen that happen before. This is going to be horrible. Because, actually, I don't even know precisely what to do in this situation. Let's look this up. Two epidemics in one turn. Oh. Alright, so this is going to suck. So what we do is first we increase for the first one, then we infect, Bogota, 3 yellows, then we shuffle, and then before we then we intensify, because we're still right here in this section. Then we draw the next one, Johannesburg, Giddens 3, goes here, shuffle it back in after this is increased. Now we are getting guaranteed outbreak to Johannesburg. We need to deal with yellow fast. Pick up the outbreak, then we draw the next one, which is London. Thankfully, I've cut that one down to size. And that is that poor... That is like the most epic sabotage that Luke Cage could have ever done. That was insane. Alright. We need to deal with yellow fast, because Johannesburg's not the biggest issue, but Bogota is. One, two, three, four. I think that's the proper move. Mexico City and Taipei. Taipei is an awesome card to get, because if I go through Atlanta to Taipei, I can now blow up Taipei. Let's see what we're drawing here. Miami gains a yellow. Oh, and I just realized something. That is how I cured everything. Because it is cured. It takes one action to take everything off now, which is huge. Moscow gains a faded figure. This is really frustrating because I'd love to be able to walk here and blow it up. And you can actually do that by placing a C4 on a card you have, but I have no cards. But I can blow it up. Oh no, I am not. We both have to be in the same location. Now. Alright, I think I just need to do disease control, but I don't know how or where. Because I want to get over to blue, but the only way for me to get to blue is to walk through Atlanta. I can just deal with red, I guess. 1, 2. Yeah, might as well. 1 to take this off. 2, 3, and 4. Woof. I don't know how this is going to go. We got London and a hazmat suit. London's useful. Hazmat suit's useful. All I want to know is that if we lose this game, I want to lose it before, like, it's bad in there. Beijing gains a red cube, of course, that's where I was. And Shanghai gains a red cube. Alright, we're going here. 1, 2, 3. Spending an action to put C4 on Mexico City. So I've used 4 actions, but this is not an action. I can discard it right now to blow up that military base and throw it down in flames. Yeah, and it says place it here so we can see how many we've done. So we're getting close. And I do want to double check one thing. Equip. Yeah. I was wondering if I could double equip 2 at the same time, but that doesn't appear to be the case. So we're drawing 2. Johannesburg. And St. Petersburg. So we literally can go over here. We'll leave the one in Taipei. We'll deal with Johannesburg next turn, which means I really need to get... I need to get over here. I hate to do this because it's burning a card, but flying to London for 1, 2, 3, and 4 saves us from St. Petersburg, and the only 3 we have left is Johannesburg, which is at the bottom of this deck. Chennai gains a figure. We can now place 3 roadblocks anytime, and we have Shanghai as well. We can trade cards, but not, well, pretty easily because we just need to get Peggy Carter to somebody to dump a whole bunch of cards on them, but Bogota gains a yellow cube. Washington gains a blue cube. 1, 2. Putting the C4 on Johannesburg. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Use this to blow up that military base. We have completed a second objective. That's awesome. That means we are down to just having to cure diseases. We need more reds and more blues. And hopefully no epidemics for a little bit. Cartoon, not useful. Epidemic, of course. And we're drawing 3. I shuffled those high. Cairo hits 3. And we are back at it, and this is going to be tough. Thankfully, London gains 1. Cairo, outbreak. Cairo's level goes up to 2. Well, so we place our faded figures. Cannot cross this line here. Third one is Washington. Oof. We're not doing too hot. We need to get blue cured fast so we can just contain it. I mean, I think at this point in time, I'm going to wait till we hit the next epidemic, if we hit the next one, before I play those roadblocks, but I need to remember to do it before then, next time. So we got cartoon, which was worthless, of course. Assuming London is in there. I don't know what to do with this character. Like, I need to get them the same spot they are, but there's no good way to do that right now. To get Shanghai over. Well, we need to be in Shanghai. You may give, or somebody may take. So yeah, the only way for Shanghai to get over to Peggy Carter is by being in Shanghai. Let me look at roadblocks quick here. Thought there was a way. Thought there was special rules. I know there are special rules for crossing over roadblock, but I haven't had to do that yet because we've always flown around them. So I'm going to use this card to move across this roadblock. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in the right spot to hand out Shanghai. Should I be able to? I also have Jakarta and New York. So we're starting to build up those collections. We have all the reds we need right now, but we don't have a great way. Well, I guess this is doable. So 1, fly from Khartoum to Shanghai. 2, take Shanghai. 3, and give St. Petersburg for 4. Hope to draw red here. And not epidemic. Perfect. So red is now cured. We are 1 disease, blue, away from winning this game. Beijing gains a red cube. Moscow gains. And Bogota gains. Still takes an action. Doesn't have to be at a research space. for carrying blue. I don't know what to do because I don't want to get too far away. At this point in time, I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Hope for a blue. Grenade belt. And yellow. So, of course, Cairo cannot outbreak from this card, which is nice. That would have been brutal if it had. Miami gains a yellow. Johannesburg gains a yellow. I just realized something I will take care of right now. Shanghai gains a red. So when I blew up Johannesburg, I forgot to burn that military base to the ground. I did it for the objective, but I forgot to do it for anything else. I'm gonna pass these two. 1, 2. Have to discard a card. So we're fishing for that blue card. That's all we're doing at this point and trying to stay alive. 1, 2. Use brown. 3 to Atlanta. 4, get 1 off of Washington. Keep it from outbreaking. Fortunately, there's not a great way for me to get to Moscow, and London is next to a military base, which I can go to. Blue card. Chicago. Sweet. Baghdad. Baghdad gets a faded figure. One, 2, 3. And I'm going to eat in action. I got Madrid. So I'll stay at 7 there. Like, I hate to eat in action, but I needed to be in the same spot. I needed to be in that military base. And me moving, Karachi, does not explode, thank goodness. Doesn't improve anything. So right now I just need to go into containment mode with Peggy Carter. And there are 2 spots I can do that at, and I have to decide which one's more likely to come up. Neither of them is going to cascade, which is important. However, this area over here is kind of screwy. So I could go 1, 2, quarantine for 3, and get the heck out of there for 4. Washington. Mumbai. Mumbai, Mumbai, Mumbai. Causes an outbreak. Causes an outbreak. So we're up 2. We are now at the luck of a shuffle and a draw. We have 3 outbreaks available to us. We are fine if we hit Los Angeles. We are fine if we draw Moscow. Anything else will just trigger 3 outbreaks in a row. We're drawing 3 of these cards. I almost wonder if I shouldn't have done self-sacrifice. Given Peggy Carter a scar. and stayed in Moscow because there was no threat to staying in Moscow. In Cairo, so that is game 1, 2, 3. I will hand out the stickers appropriately. Cairo, Baghdad, and Riyadh all go up by 1. Yeah, had I been thinking about that, I maybe would have gone the self-sacrifice route. It's just, you hate to do that move because of the fact you don't want to get scars. I mean, scars are another way for your character to die besides them being a traitor in this game, and pretty sure we've seen the only time a traitor comes up. But man, that was so close. So freaking close. Like, I just want to be like, can I get it? Can I find some loophole to allow me to have completed it? But unfortunately, the common structure just means you don't have to be at a research station to cure that disease. It doesn't mean that it doesn't take an action. So that is it for our game. Let's quickly get stuff set up for next game. We are putting that one in. And resilient population. Today's date is 6/25. So we'll have 2 for that. We have Peggy Carter and Luke Cage / civilian. That was a loss. So we've increased our funding, progressed further in the month. This does give us some instructions on the back here to open 15 and 7. Grenade belt, kill faded, parachute. You may show this card during your turn. Can take a direct or charter flight into a collapsed or rioting city. That's pretty cool. And 7. And 3 riot gears. Show this card to take a scar. That is pretty darn sweet. Let's just look equipment. You can add 3. We have no eradicated diseases, so we can't do a disease upgrade. We can, per the rules, put an upgrade on any one of these characters if we so desire, which we'll think about doing, because shady background for sabotaging 2 military bases is solid. Self-sacrifice without an action is solid. And you can do it anytime, so it doesn't even have to be your turn. And being able to fly between any 2 structures is solid. Let's look what else we have. The nuclear option. Quarantine adjacent. Pretend to be be military. Formerly. Use adjacent city card. Airstrike to take out a figure. Permanent military base, yeah, that's not happening. Permanent roadblocks, not worth it. Increase hand limit and cross roadblocks without discarding a card. Man, oddly enough, that wouldn't have made a difference because we discarded a black card, that's right. None of those super jump out at me. Though I think for sure I know I want to do, man, him being able to survive that. Still close to the bottom. There. We're going riot gear on all three of these black cards. So that's one upgrade. And I think the shady background makes sabotaging so much easier. And with Aurora's ability, I think we're going shady background on Aurora Monroe. Stack up all these cards. Here we still have this, so we do get to advance a search if there was one left. 2 spots. However, we have completed this, it's gone. That means that we destroyed this objective. So we're in an interesting spot because we had precisely 3 objectives to complete, and one of them is quarantining faded cities. We have yet to do that one. I failed at doing that one once. So that will be interesting. But anyways, this has been about an hour, so let's get this wrapped up, and I will probably be back tomorrow night for another game and hopefully a win this time. Hopefully no more traitors show up. Yeah. That was rough. I think had that not been the turn we hit the double epidemic, that I don't think we would have had a problem winning. But that double epidemic was rough. That hit us hard. Not much you can do about the game when that happens. So we have all our cards here. I am just going to continue to pack up, so I will see you again. Should be tomorrow, might be Thursday. Either way, I'd say bottoms up, but I've already finished up my beer.